Dante's Discussion.
Welcome back to another edition of Dante's Discussion Questions. That's right, where I ask you a question about a topic and you give me the answers, and I bring the video with your answers in about 2 weeks. Sorry about that. I will get to the other question next week. Of course, that is the question of what is the best Dark Souls combo, but that's not what this is. I am trying to get through some, and trying to get a sort of 1 week on question, and then in 2 weeks having the answer and sort of cycling through that. So question, answer, question, and so on. So that's what I'm going to try to roll through again. But anyways, next week you'll get the answers for the previous Dante's Discussion question. Don't worry, okay? All right, it's coming, it's happening. Anyways, this has 2 parts, but this is only going to be the one of this. In Dark Souls 3, of course, what is the worst boss? What is the top worst boss? Now, I really want you to think about this, though. Now, it could be worst boss as in it's hardest. It could be worst boss as in it's easiest. It could be the worst boss as in it's most annoying. Worst boss as in it's just not cool. It doesn't look cool, or the sound design's awful, or the moveset is bad, or it's whatever. I really want you to think about it. Now, a lot of people will probably gravitate towards easy is the worst boss, or annoying is the worst boss, and that's not necessarily true for all cases. I mean, there are certain easy bosses that are pretty cool to fight. A lot of people, well, I mean, I feel like Dark Souls 2 had more of the easy bosses, but they were cool, even though they were easy. But maybe that's just me. So, anyways, I really want you to think about it. I mean, there's a few bosses. I have to run through them because there's so many bosses that some of the earlier bosses I don't remember as much, like Osiris. I don't remember. I have to revisit that boss and see how it looked, how it sounded, and everything. But I mean, a lot of times the stories behind some of these bosses is incredible. Like Yorm, I believe, the story behind him is cooler than the boss itself. I mean, you're talking about like I think he was a king or something, and instead of allowing other people to defend his kingdom, he just defended it himself. Like, I mean, how badass is that? The fight sucked. That's up there for the worst for me, just because once you got the storm ruler, I mean, it was stupid easy. I mean, I don't know. So I could definitely see that being one of the worst bosses in Dark Souls 3. Now, of course, probably in a few weeks, I'm going to ask you what's the best boss, but that's not this video. I want you to slam down hard on Dark Souls 3 and tell me what you think the worst boss is and why. The why is almost more important than which boss you think is worse. So please let me know why. I mean, Yorm. The story about Yorm is great, but the boss fight itself sucked. I will say this. What is it? That Dragon Midir or whatever in the new DLC. I will say that's in my list of worst bosses. Not because I think it doesn't look cool or the place isn't cool. I think, I mean, and I gotta watch speedrunners or players that are better than me at PvE, but it seemed like there were certain instances where you almost had to get hit by like, I don't know how not to get hit by some of the fire breathing. The crazy freaking laser show at the end is really... Well, that one you can actually get away from. But if it hits you, you're just dead in one shot. But that one I don't mind as much. But, I mean, if you're staying close to fire that it breathes, it's just like, it's all over. I don't know how to get away from that. Even if you perfectly roll, it's still an area of effect. It's still there. And that's the only reason why I hate that boss. Other than that, like, I'm fine with it. I'm fine with difficulty. Maybe I'm just dumb and I don't know how to roll properly against that boss, but if you try to get... I don't know how to beat that boss with a slow weapon. It's just too slow. Like, the fight would take forever, I feel. I don't know. Anyways, put in the comments below. Tell me what your worst boss in Dark Souls 3 is. More importantly, tell me why this is the worst boss. I mean, what is wrong with this boss? I mean, do you hate the... I always forget the Storm Dragon Storm King. Whatever the hell that guy... With the 3 phases where he's... It's the dragon, or yeah, dragon. Then he's on the dragon. Then he's off the. What you know what I'm talking about? Let me know if you just think that's the worst boss because it's difficult. I like that boss. I don't think it's the best. I think they overplay the whole phase of enemies. I think that's really corny. I don't like that. But tell me what you think is the worst. I mean, is Osiris the worst? I don't know. Do you hate the dancer because it's too flowy and you just can't get the timings? Put it in the comments below and you will be featured in, hopefully, if I don't get slammed by work, but 2 weeks, your answers will be in here and we'll have some fun trashing this damn game. Alright, guys? Anyways, like, comment, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Of course, put it in the comments below and I will be back.